In today's daily challenge, in the first line of input, we are given the value of integer n. And then in the second line, we are given n integers. And in the third line, also we are given n integers as input. So we have to store them separately in two arrays named ARR1 and ARR2. And now our task is to print the integers in the ARR1. And we have to print the integer only when its sum of digit is present in ARR2. So these are not the exact sample input given in the question. So these are just random numbers. So for this particular input, let us check whether what are the integers we have to print. So the first integer is 53 and the sum of digits is 5 plus 3, which is equal to 8. So now we have to print this integer 53 if 8 is present in ARR2. So in ARR2, the first integer itself is 8. So we can print this integer 53 in our output. So I am highlighting the integers which need to be printed. And now the next integer is 41 and the sum of digits is 4 plus 1, 5. And in our array ARR2, the integer 5 is not present. So we cannot print this integer 41 in our output. And now let us move to the next integer, and here 23. So 2 plus 3 is 5. And again in ARR2 we don't have 5. So we cannot print this integer 23. And now the next integer is 55. So 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. And in our ARR2 we have integer 10. So we can print this integer 55 in our output. So I am highlighting it. And now the last integer is 13. So 3 plus 1 is 4. And we have 4 in our ARR2. So we can print this integer 13 in our output. So the highlighted integers are the integers that need to be printed in our output. So in our output we print 53, 55 and 13. And now let us see our sample input 2. So here we are given 3 integers. So totally there will be 6 integers. The first 3 integers belong to array 1 and the second 3 integers belong to array 2. So now first let us check for the number 13. So sum would be 3 plus 1, 4. And in our array 2 we do not have integer 4. So we cannot print 13. And now let us check for 14. So 1 plus 4 is 5 and we also don't have 5 in ARR2. And for the last integer 15, 5 plus 1 is 6 and we don't have 6 in array 2. So there are none of the integers present in array 1 can be printed. So our output would be empty. In those cases we should print -1. So if we are not able to print one integer at all, then we should print -1 as our output. Now let us see how to write a C program for this. So first I am creating a new function named SUMOF, and this function accepts an integer in its arguments and returns the sum of digits present in the integer num. So to do that, first I am creating a new integer named sum and setting its value to 0. And now we have to add all the digits present in the integer num. So I am creating a while loop, and this while loop iterates until num becomes equal to 0. And in every iteration of this loop we will be dividing the integer num by 10. So at one point it becomes 0, and also we will be adding the digit with the variable sum. So the last digit of the integer num would be num mod 10, and in every iteration of this while loop, before dividing it by 10, we will add that digit with the integer variable sum. So once this while loop finishes its execution, then the sum will be stored in the variable sum. The sum of digits will be stored in the variable sum. So finally I return the value of the variable sum. So this function would return the sum of digits of the integer n. So now let us start with our main function. So first I am creating a new integer variable n, and in the next line I am accepting the value of the integer n, and then I am creating two integer arrays named ARR1, ARR2, each of size n. So now I am accepting first n integers and storing it into the array ARR1. So I am creating a for loop that iterates for n times, and I am accepting n integers. And then again I am creating a for loop that iterates for n times and accepts n integers, and here I am storing the integers into ARR2. So now we have accepted our input. Now we have to check for the integers that is possible to print. So to do that, I am creating a new integer variable named flag and setting its value to 0. So we will be using the value of this flag variable to check whether we have printed at least one integer in our output. So now our task is to take one integer in array arr1 and then compare it with all the integers in arr2. So first I am creating a loop that iterates from 0 to n. So the I loop iterates from 0 to n and the I loop is for arr1. And then again there is a j loop which is nested, and this loop also iterates from 0 to n, and this j loop is for the array arr2. We will be making use of this function sum of. So if sum of all the digits present in the integer of the array arr1 is equal to any of the integer present in the array arr2, then we will be printing the particular integer arr1. So in the printf statement I am printing arr1 and then I am setting the value of flag variable to 1 because we have printed at least one integer as our output, and also I am breaking out of the loop. So we will be checking for the next integer present in arr1 whether it is possible to print or not. So like this we will be checking for all the integers present in arr1, and once the for loop finishes execution, then we will be printed the possible integers. And like our sample input 2, if we are not able to print any integers, then our output would be empty, and also the value of flag variable would be equal to 0. So after the execution, finally we are including a condition. If flag is equal to 0, then we print -1. So now let us check our program with sample test cases. So I have given the sample input 2 and our expected output is -1. So we also get -1 as our output. So our program is working correctly. So this is the logic behind today's daily challenge. Thank you for watching.